Israel, I call heaven and earth to witness against you today that I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Choose life, so that you and your descendants may live, loving the Lord your God, obeying him, and holding fast to him. For that means life to you and length of days, so that you may live in the land that the Lord swore to give to your ancestors, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. Whenever I read this passage found in today's first lesson, I'm instantly transported back to my first semester in seminary. We were sitting in the large lecture hall in December, and our Old Testament professor had just given a lecture on this very passage, and she had us sitting on our seats waiting to enter the promised land with the people of Israel. Then she dropped a bomb at the end of her lecture. She had been diagnosed with cancer and would be gone for the rest of the year. She was on her own precipice, awaiting an uncertain future. At times it seems as though St. Alban's is on a precipice, awaiting an uncertain future. God has promised to go before us, but the world is changing so rapidly before our eyes that it can be hard to know which way to turn. For the people of Israel, at least the Promised Land was a defined geographic area. They were quite literally one nation under one God, who followed the faith together of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We'd, however, go out into cyberspace and store our documents in the cloud. Where the heck is that? And it's been quite some time since the United States was a Christian nation. One nation under one God. The Christian faith is one of but many options, and individual moral values are based on what seems right at the time. There's no guiding principle. Everything is up for grabs. Let's be clear, however, lest we imagine that Israel's journey into the Promised Land was a walk in the park. It was an arduous journey that took years. It's been a long journey. This year has been particularly difficult for us. Lorraine Merrick's unexpected death last August hit us hard. She was a wise leader and a warm-hearted friend who loved our Lord and lived to serve him. Sunday mornings before the offices were put on the pews in the fellowship room, I would look at her place at the top of the pew in the fellowship room, and in my mind's eye, I see her surrounded by her friends, someone bringing her coffee with milk that matches the color of her hand. Just before Lorraine died, Joanne Wingerter lost her long battle with Alzheimer's, and just after Dick Askelin died an agonizing death from cancer. 3 tough funerals in 5 Saturdays left us with a weariness beyond words. Then in December we lost Fred Talbot, Wharton vestryman and architect of 2 additions to the church, who was married for 73 years to his sweetheart, Jane. 9 days after Fred's funeral, we came to church on Sunday morning to find hot water and steam spewing out of the radiator in my office. For the first time in my 27 years as a priest, I had to cancel Sunday worship, and it broke my heart. But with no heat, water, or phone, we had no choice. The 3 offices and sacristy have been unusable since December 18th. We're promised that Tuesday is the day we get back into them. A total of 10 businesses were in have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Choose life, so that you and your descendants may live loving the Lord your God, obeying him and holding fast to him. Let us go forth this year choosing life and holding fast to Jesus Christ. Choosing life means to live our lives as children of God in the knowledge that we are loved, valued, and treasured through the love of God in Jesus Christ. Choosing life means to give thanks for the many blessings God has bestowed upon us, even in the midst of sorrow and challenging times. Choosing life means to remember that we walk by faith, not by sight. Choosing life means to celebrate our life together as the people of St. Alban's Church. In 2016, we chose life through our worship, our outreach, our care of our buildings, and care of one another. I encourage you to peruse the reports included in the annual report. There you will read about the new roof and the new ministry at Valley Worship Center's food pantry, the devotion of both the members of the Altar Guild and the communications team, and how we worshiped, partied, and served together. Today we choose life by feasting at the Lord's table, honoring 10 of our leaders at the annual meeting, and gathering around the serving table in the fellowship room for refreshments and conversation. Since the fellowship room remains full of boxes and the contents of the copy room cabinets, we'll do as much at the meeting as we can in the church before the Presbyterian congregation arrives at 11. This year, we will choose life. In this unstable political climate, let us remember that Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. In this era of ever-changing moral compasses, let us hold fast to the teaching of our